Hey everyone, it's Brian here from Massey's Main Entertainment. It's been kind of a while here. We've all had like things going on. We had vacations, quasi vacations, and I know that Rich hasn't been feeling better well, so I hope you feel better, my brother. But we managed to slide back in here. It's a Sunday, and we wanted to start getting back on track again. So we're about 1984 for music. Uh, Years to me are getting kind of a little bit better as far as the fact that I'm getting a little older, at the time frame, and into my late teens and starting to really like fine tune my taste in music for the time. So I'm running into a lot more artists that I can pick from and that I'm really passionate about. So with me as always is Rich Strickler from his channel. Check him out. I'm going to post that down below. My brother from Canada, Doc's here with us. Appreciate you guys joining us. And I really enjoy these videos, guys. This is like my vacation away from vacation type of stuff. I love doing these and meeting with you guys. So what did you guys think about 1984? Give me some quick jabs here.
I would say, from our previous conversations that we had, I think you guys know that I'm not enamored with 1984, to be honest with you. It's I got 12 good songs, I think, out of 1984 easy, and I got a couple that just missed that are pretty solid, I think, as well. But I think overall, some of these songs might be some of the best songs of the 80s that I think might be for me personally. But I think overall, the body of work is not as strong as what we've seen, even out of the 80s at this stage. I think at this, like I said, there's some heavy hitters album wise.
Mm-hmm.
But I think overall, catalog wise, I think it's a little weaker than what we've seen thus far, in my opinion, anyway.
Right.
I mean, there's some people that pop up, but I think overall, just not as strong to me.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I found that I'd had very few honorable mentions, where I usually have 25 or 30. I don't have that many. Strong albums. Of the 12 songs I have, 9 had prolific, massive videos attached to them on MTV.
Right.
This was the MTV era rather. And at 1984, I'm like 27 years old, so
right.
I'm not quite a teenager. I'm longing for the late 60s and early 70s, even back then, because that's the sweet spot for me. And you sort of go along with it. You're learning new music. The videos are attached to them, and you just take them for what it's worth. But there are some outstanding albums that year with good songs on them. I can't deny that. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I gotta like agree with that and like build on that a little bit. You're looking at like artists being exposed to them through music videos that probably would have never received any radio airplay. Right. It's because we're watching the MTV that we're actually hearing them. And I think of artists like Taco or Wall of Voodoo. Remember those videos? Yeah. Those guys had these videos are just massive videos, but it's like those guys would have never gotten played on FM radio at all. There's no way, because they didn't even break into the top 40 for as far as that goes, but their music videos were prolific on MTV. Yeah. So I'm going to be posting our Spotify list down below for each one of us. I always do that, and it's great. We've covered 1965 all the way through to where we're at now in 1984. And so if you get a chance, guys, check that out. We really work hard on these videos, and we're really passionate about some of the videos that we've done. So with that in mind, I think today, Doc, you've got to lead off today, and then Rich is going to follow, and I get to sit back and hopefully not talk as much by the time you guys get done.
We all know I have the gift of verbal diarrhea, Brian, so I think I'll take us right down.
Yes.
This, brother.
Talk, Doc, talk. Stretch it.
Here we go, man. 1984. What can you do?
Let's do it.
So it sounds like a Doc album. I'll say this. That's what I'll say. So I think it does anyway. But we're going to start off with "Rock You Like a Hurricane" by the Scorpions. It's going to start off right out of the gate, man. So, pretty rockin' riff, pretty rockin' tune. 80s rock or 80s heavier rock still sounds good, man. Don't get me wrong. Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, there's some Deep Purple. There's some pretty good heavier rock bands that are popping. Some are going to make my list, some aren't. This is a huge, massive hit, and it goes back to something that Rich touched on here. The video era is kicking in here, and it's all genres are involved, including the heavier side of rock. And "Rock You Like a Hurricane" in my eyes, pretty much a staple from '84 on the heavier side for sure. So I'm going to start off that way. I'm going to follow that up with a little Whitesnake myself. So I got Slided In coming in right behind it, man.
I saw that coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this album. This album rocks, man. This album's my favorite Whitesnake album. There's a lot of really good tunes on this album. Slow and Easy was really a close cut for me, to be honest with you. So like them both a lot. And there's a lot of good tunes on this one. But Slided In, the title track off this album from Whitesnake, it's heavy. It's got a great build up in the tune, man. It's just a rocking tune. And Coverdale sounds fantastic, man. There's a lot of back and forth with Urkel and Coverdale and Whitesnake. And
yeah, we've had a lot of conversations about
yeah,
which you prefer.
Yeah, exactly, right. So hey, this version of Whitesnake with Coverdale doing this, man, this is awesome. So love this album, love this tune. Gonna follow that up with maybe one of the best rock voices, a heavier side for sure. And Dio, Last in Line's gonna come in with my third tune, man.
Yeah.
So it's rocking pretty good, I think, on this side. Started out of the gate.
Oh yeah.
The Last in Line, man. Look, it might not be your genre and everything else, but if you listen to this tune and listen to this guy sing, man, I think it's a different kind of appreciation. You don't have to like everything that people do and stuff like that, but I appreciate, I do love it. But if you don't, I think musically and talent wise, this guy's pretty friggin' talented, man, and this guy can sing. Top 5 kind of guy, man, really. Last in Line's a rocking tune, man, just a rock song. Mystery was a pretty good little catchy little poppier tune from them off that album as well, I think. There's some other stuff off that one. It's not bad, but Last in Line is cream of the crop for me here, man. Gonna follow that with Hammer to Fall, man, from Queen. One of my more underrated Queen songs that I really, really like, man. It's a May tune again. Maybe there's just something about that. I don't know, man. I like a lot of May stuff, maybe from Queen or something like that. But
yeah, I do too.
Yeah. Hammer to Fall. Freddie sounds awesome, man. And this is, towards the end for Freddie too, right? So Hammer to Fall. It's a rocking Queen tune, man. I don't know what else to say. And once again, awesome video too, man, when they come out as well. A great stage show and everything else.
Plays a part.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And
you can see why Freddie's, in the realm of like the greatest frontman of all time and stuff like this. When you watch that, man, go watch a Radio Gaga at Wembley and stuff like that. You might not like that tune, but go find somebody better to do that, man. After the Queen, man, I am going to go back to Deep Purple, man. Perfect Strangers is going to come in at number 5, man.
That's a little different. Okay. Yeah.
What a great rock tune, man. This sounds like 70s Deep Purple. This Ian's here. The gang, the old gang's back together here, and Deep Purple coming back with this one. Perfect Strangers is close to a top album for me for Deep Purple, man. Knocking on Your Back Door is a great tune too, but Perfect Strangers, what a rock song, man. What a riff in this tune, man. I don't know. I can't tell you. Ian sounds awesome, man. Even the violinist, it's a great song, man. It had to be my list, man, for 84. I don't know what to say. Yeah, like I said, I'm not enamored with a whole bunch of stuff out of 84. I love my tunes that I'm listening to, man. I'd have a great time listening to My Basement of this stuff. I'll tell you that. Still do.
When your wife locks the door and you can't get out, right? You're there.
You're that banging, man. It's me. Gonna follow that up with Springsteen's, man, Born in the USA and my side.
It seems, yeah.
And I'm taking the title track. A lot of great songs on this album, man. Let's face it, and you do a little dive in the research. I think when you did this in Nebraska, it was supposed to be a double, and they don't sound like they belong on the same album anyway, to be honest with you. So,
they don't.
And not everything's great on the album, but I mean, 95% of it is, So you can't say that about a lot of albums. So if I get a crap on this for the one song that I really just got overplayed and I don't like, no, this song here is almost Springsteen. Let's face it, he's still pretty young, man. In 84 doing this, all things considered. And he's writing about something that's really, misinterpreted in a lot of ways for a lot of years, for a lot of different reasons. And his voice never sounded almost angrier when he sang the song, man.
Right.
He's like pissed off singing this tune, man.
Absolutely.
And,
Yeah, everybody kind of
shows
misses that song big time. I mean, it's, you know, it is Americana. I mean, but still, I mean, he's not like some super like zealot, you know, pro USA. I mean, he's kind of pointing out some
bad
flaws,
stuff, man.
some bad stuff, you know, and that's, you know, and people can take it for what it's worth. I think you're right. It's a fantastic album. I like every track on the album. I at least like every track on the album.
Yeah.
I may not be, you know, enamored with them, but I think it's a really strong album. I mean, it's probably, you know, probably the top 3 of the 80s. I got to think.
It's a monster.
Yeah.
It's a monster, man. And that's, I'm going to end my side with the Born in USA, man. I just think that's a great way to end 84 on one side anyway.
Very good. Yeah, I love every song on the album too. I think I only had one of your 6 so far. You'll be surprised at which one.
I don't have any of your 6, Doc, but I'm like, I like all those songs. I was into metal in the 80s, you know. I really got into metal, you know, and Dio was one of my favorite bands. I mean, Holy Diver was my, you know, one of my favorite albums of that decade. But yeah, I mean, it does sound like you. I was into heavy metal, so I like all these tracks that you have listed here. Kind of surprised me. I remember in our conversation that you didn't like, you like Slide It In more than you like their big album, you know, their self-titled album that they released like in 88, 89, somewhere in there. So that kind of surprised me, but you know, yeah, this one's more rocking than that one.
That one. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, for sure. Yeah, Slide It In is my favorite Whitesnake album, man. I love 90% of that album too, man. I can just crank that and let it ride. So
right.
Yeah, but no Iron Maiden, no Judas Priest. They both had some big albums. Both
right.
You know, Aces High, you know, 2 Minutes to Midnight. They're close cuts for me, you know, if you want the truth. So
yeah.
But I gotta go with what, you know, gonna fit my sweet spot and give you up my album the way I'm gonna do it too. So
yep.
It's kind of Doc in 84, man.
Definitely.
Well, let's hear side 2, brother.
Side 2. It's got a different vibe, man. I don't know what to tell
bet.
you, but I'm sure you're shocked. I'm gonna start off with probably my second favorite U2 song, man. It's Bad is what I'm gonna start with, man.
Yeah.
The build up. This is an awesome tune, man. I don't care what anybody says. This is, you know, I can see people liking the song maybe as their favorite song from them too, even if you want the truth. But they have a lot of great songs, man. U2 is a big 80s band.
Absolutely, yeah.
These guys were the biggest in the world for a reason, if you want the truth. You know, they were pumping them out. Unforgettable Fire, man. It's a really good album.
It is.
And Bad is Bad is, I don't know what to say about Bad, man. Bono sounds awesome. The build up is fantastic. The instrumentation in that tune is it's U2 build up, man. I don't know what to tell you. It's catchy as hell. He sounds awesome. He's got a great voice, man, and stretches it over the years. But at this time, this guy can sing, man. That's an awesome tune. Starts my side A, side B. Didn't know if this one was going to make it for me, man, or not, but I really do love this tune. So it's got a different vibe, man. I got Hello Again by the Cars coming in as my second.
Yeah, all right, okay. I like that song, actually.
Yeah, I like
Heartbeat City, so yeah.
Yeah, Heartbeat City's a lot of tunes on that album, and this is the video era again, right? So this is, you know, yeah, I'm in my early 50s still, man, and this is, you know, I'm in my teens here. Hello Again is kind of a sweet spot for me, man. I like the Cars, man. I don't know what to tell you. And that first album's iconic, and there's tunes I'm going to pick out as we move through the years and stuff like that. I've done that already, and I'm doing it again here. So, Hello Again, man. Really catchy, classic sounding Cars, almost early sounding Cars tune, man. It's it's high end, man.
It fit in with the new wave era pretty easily.
Yeah, you know, and like it's got a different vibe. This whole side, right? You know, I'm going to follow that up with No Other Road, man. From the Pretenders, is going to be my number 3.
Ah.
So, I know. I think Rich, you had it in as a single released the year before, and this is off the album cut. But I love this tune, man. So, got a little bit of everything kind of going on here. But this is the way my 84 looks, and this is Doc's 84. So, yeah, Chrissy sounds great, and great guitar riff again, man. I mean, it's got the great drop in it and stuff. And yeah, what a great tune, man. I don't know what to say. Definitely top 40-ish, and it should be. So at least I think you had that one, Rich. Maybe I'm wrong, but
I had Back on the Chain Gang.
See, same album.
Same album.
So I just had a different
Back on the Chain Gang came out as a
single in 83.
Yeah,
That's
the
right.
84 album was Middle of the Road, which I think is one of their best songs.
Yeah. You know, this one was a late entry for me, the number 4 on this side here, man. But I am going Summer of '69 by Bryan Adams.
I was one to see. I said that. I said one of us would have that song.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, it took out some 38 Special for me, but I just have to put it in context of what I think, you know. And Summer of '69 to me is just a bigger, better song, and that's the way I try to look at this when I do the list. What's the better song for me that I'm going to go with? So, Summer of '69, probably his best song to me. Bryan Adams is pumping us a lot of big top 40 hits again here too. If it's not U2 or, you know, pick some of these other guys we're going to talk about, Springsteen or anything like that, Bryan Adams is in the mix as one of the biggest guys in the world at this time as well. So, is he wrong to make my list? No, he's not, man. I don't know what to tell you. This was a monster. This is a catchy tune. This is a good pop rock song, man. Summer of '69 makes my list in 84, man. Must be that summer thing, man, because I got the Boys of Summer from Henley coming in at number 5. So,
wow.
I love Henley's voice, man. I don't, you know, there's a lot of, you know, people can say what they want about the Eagles and Henley and the riff and, you know, the Eagles. I don't give a crap about that, man. Give me good music, man. And that's what I care about. Is this good music? Yeah, it's damn good music, man. I like a lot of Henley solo stuff. You're going to find that out, man, when we go through his catalog and we move on here. He'll be popping up all the time for me, if you want the truth. I just think he's talented as hell. I think the music's catchy as hell. And Boys of Summer is a monster from this year and sticks with me this whatever years later we're talking now. So definitely making my list in 84, man. Gonna end with Purple Rain, man, on from Prince. I'm taking the title track. Let's Go Crazy is awesome. Great rock pop song again off this album. You know, Nikki, but you know, could have gone Dearly Beloved, but you know,
All right.
I went the other way, man.
It's fine. Yeah.
Purple Rain is. I didn't have a lot of respect for Prince when I was at this age. I just thought it was just too fringy for me. You know, look at the first half of my album. You know, I'm listening to Deep Purple and Prince. It wasn't in the same neighborhood of music, of categories of peers and pressure and everything else you're living in life at that age, at that time. I did a 180 on that one as life moved on, man. This guy's talented as hell. Guy can wail on guitar. This album, this song, I think might be his best song to me. It's so well written. It's got a lot of emotion in it. And Purple Rain, I think, is a great way to end 84 for me, man.
Wow. Well, I love your side too. Obviously, a lot better than your side 1, because I have all 6 of those artists on my side A, but different songs.
Crap.
Yeah.
I have 4 different songs, 2 the same song.
Oh,
Side, but every artist you mention on your side B is on my side A. That's unbelievable.
Yeah. I have 3 of your artists on this side, but I have different songs.
Yeah.
So much closer.
that tells you how diverse Doc is in 84 and probably in all my.
Yeah.
I go heavy, I go light. I can have a little bit of everything going on.
Yeah. And you're not wrong. If you pick any bookend song from Purple Rain, you're not wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I think both of those songs are in the top 3 of his best songs ever.
Probably.
So it would be tough to say, oh, that's a terrible pick, you know?
If I went Let's Go Crazy, it would have been on the first side of my album.
Right. You would have picked it to begin your album. I mean, that's kind of how, you know, it would go. And I think, you know, Sign of the Times may be my favorite song by Prince, but obviously Purple Rain's the best album.
Great tune, man.
The best album. So, yeah.
There you go, boys.
All right. All right. Rich.
Well, I'm going to kick it off with Prince, but I'm not taking Let's Go Crazy, and I'm not taking Purple Rain. My song is When Doves Cry. I absolutely love this song. I love the video that goes with the song. I just like the way it opens with the creaky door and then dig, if you will, the picture. He's sort of laying it out there. It was a #1 song for 5 weeks. It actually kept, I believe it kept Springsteen's Dancing in the Dark from ever reaching #1. This was the #1 song at that time.
Wow.
It's got everything. It's got the funk, the psych, the pop, the soul. Prince plays every instrument. You have to have respect for him just as an instrumentalist, let alone a songwriter, performer. He does it all. May not be my #1 genre of music, but I give him props for being an all-around virtuoso musician. No question about it. So that's going to lead off my album, and I think it's a great song for 1984. My second song is Bryan Adams. I've got Run to You. I love Run to You.
Wow.
More so than I like Summer '69 too, and I like This Time and the rest of the whole catalog. It's off the Reckless album. It was originally written for Blue Oyster Cult. They turned it down. 38 Special turned it down. So Bryan Adams does it. Becomes a top 10 hit. It's a great rock, you know. And I like his raspy voice in there. I'm gonna run to you, run to you. It's another one with a video attached to it. Great song. Yeah. #3 is The Boys of Summer, which Doc mentioned, from Don Henley. One of my favorite songs of the entire decade, not only the '84. I love this song. I like Don Henley. Of course, I'm an Eagles fan. This is a #5 hit, co-written by Mike Campbell of the Heartbreakers. He wrote the instrumental part. Henley put in the lyrics, and you've got a classic song. It's about the passing of youth, really, watching your life go by a little bit, past relationships, turning the page, moving on. I believe it won the MTV Award the year it came out for Best Video.
Oh.
The black and white with the kid in the car.
Yes, that's
See a
right.
young guy that looks like a little bit like Henley, and then he turns into Henley, and he says, "You can never look back," and he's looking back. Just a cool video, the way it was edited, and great music. So that's my #3. #4, I've got The Cars, but I picked Drive. I like this ballad off the Heartbeat CD album, written by Rick Ocasek, sung by Ben Orr, who was the bassist. They played it at Live Aid. The video was directed by Timothy Hutton, the actor.
No way.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's about a breakup again, and you got a young 18-year-old Paulina Porizkova as the model actress who later marries Rick Ocasek. They meet on the set of the video, and they become husband and wife for the next how many years until Rick's passing.
There you go, Rick.
He did well.
Yeah.
He
did well.
Absolute knockout in that at that time. 18 years old. I mean, Christ, what was he, 30? And I'll leave it at that. Nah, my number.
Yeah, we'll leave there.
My #5 song, I agree with Doc. Middle of the Road by the Pretenders, off the Learning to Crawl album. This is a kick-ass song. It's got the rock element, new wave. Chrissie Hynde, one of my favorite female singers with that band, just perfect for the mid '80s. I like some of the lyrics she throws in there. Just don't drop a bomb on my street. And all these like nasty little lyrics. Like she just wants peace and quiet. In the middle, I'm 33. I got a job, and she's talking about all this, where she's at in her life, and she don't want any disturbances in the middle of the road. And my last tune on side A, U2. I went with Pride in the Name of Love, their big hit, written about Martin Luther King off the Unforgettable Fire. I love Bad too. Bad's a great song. I like the live version of Bad that they do. Very awesome. Theatrical, fantastic. But I went with the right with the chalk here with Pride in the Name of Love. I thought it was the signature song for them off that album. So
yeah, what was funny about U2 is that if you look at when it's not how much they sold in their initial albums, it's when they sold them. It's like they didn't get any respect until Joshua Tree, and if people started going back and buying their other stuff. Right. Unforgettable Fire is just an amazing album,
and so is Boy and War.
They just didn't get any respect, and that's a shame because those early albums were really good. They're just really good stuff. I have 2 of your songs.
Did you?
On that side? So
Yeah, I had
we're a little,
two with
Rich
Doc.
and I are a little closer on this one. Yeah.
I had the Boys of Summer and Middle of the Road, and like I said, the other four were the same artist. Doc had. I just had different.
Yeah,
songs.
that's right.
Very
Yeah.
cool. On my side B, now this is where I go out of my element a little bit. I got a couple of rock tunes to lead it off, and then I slow it down. So my leadoff track is from Van Halen, "I'll Wait." I like this song. It's the last album, 1984, with David Lee Roth before they brought Sammy in. David Lee would play with him like 28 years later or whatever it was when it came back. Co-written by Michael McDonald of Doobie Brothers fame. I just think it's a good rock tune. Poppy a little bit too. I'll wait until your love comes home.
Great synth in it. Eddie Van Halen starts to experiment with the synthesizer a lot more. And yeah.
I've always enjoyed that song. My second song is, believe it or not, "Rock You Like a Hurricane" from the Scorpions.
Right on, buddy.
Rock classic, German band. I'm trying to be a little less predictable here, but I had an opening, and I thought that fit 84 really well. It was a monster hit.
Sure was.
Trying to get some hard rock in here. I can't quite go with the Iron Maidens of the world and the Motley Crue, but I'll take the Scorpions. I thought they fit perfectly on this side. Then I'm going to slow it down. I went with a little power ballad, number 3 here, "Against All Odds" by Phil Collins.
Yeah.
It was a #1 song. It's from the soundtrack of the film of the same name. Kind of a thriller with Jeff Bridges, Rachel Ward, who was just gorgeous at that time, and James Woods were the actors in it. "Take a Look at Me Now" is the refrain, but it's called "Against All Odds." Not a great movie, in my opinion, but a really good song.
Yeah.
Number 4, from the Born in the USA album by Springsteen. Could have went with any of the 12 songs for me because I like them all. I went with "Glory Days." The baseball theme, and I don't know. I just like that. The video sold me on it. I could have went with the title track's probably the best song. I like "Cover Me." I like "Working on the Highway" and "I'm on Fire." You can go right down the list.
Yeah.
"My Hometown." They're all great. "Dancing in the Dark's" my least favorite song on that album, believe it or not.
Even with Courtney Cox dancing on the stage, huh? No.
I like Courtney Cox, but that song was too overplayed for me. I hate to use the word overplayed, but it's the fact.
And it felt like it was like something added later. You know what I mean? It didn't feel like it was with the motif of the album.
No, it felt like
it was a bad song,
commercial.
But it felt like it should have been on "Tunnel of Love" instead of on "Born in the USA." Yeah.
But I like
I'll just say really quickly there, just to touch on that point there, Brian. It was added on late. Springsteen had to go write it back in that night, one night before they actually went back in and cut the album, because he had 70 songs written.
Right.
And the producers wanted a hit. And he got pissed off with them. He went back and wrote "Dancing in the Dark," came back the next day and said, "Here's your bloody hit." And then
it wasn't
even part of the mix.
Junk from the album altogether. Yeah.
And I don't dislike it. I just don't think it fits the album, and I like the other songs better. "Glory Days," though, has the interplay between Steve Van Zandt and Springsteen, where they're trading off vocals a little bit. I enjoy that interplay. So that's going to make my cut. I could have went, like I said, 5 or 6 ways. My number 5 tune on this side is John Waite, "Missing You," another soft rock #1 hit.
I remember that, yeah.
John Waite, formerly of the Babies, and later goes on to form Bad English.
Bad English?
Yeah. It was a big hit at the time, obviously at #1. "I Ain't Missing You at All." I needed to fill something in this spot because I thought it started to wane a little bit. And my last track is actually something that was released in December of '84. The album would come out in '85, a big album called "Centerfield" from John Fogerty. And the hit was "The Old Man Down the Road." You got the high. The Old Man Down the Road. It's got the
catchy as hell.
Right.
It's catchy. It's classic Fogerty. It sounds like Creedence.
Totally.
So it's going to make my album and wrap it up. "The Old Man Down the Road."
I think that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a couple. Awesome. We had a couple more on that side, Rich, that we had exact matches on, and then we had a couple where we had the same artists. I feel like there's at least 2 or 3 artists where we're all circling the wagons here.
Yeah,
and we just all pick different songs. So that tells you what kind of album.
Yeah, the albums are strong because you could go with 3 or 4 different songs on each of them.
Yeah,
especially "Purple Rain." and Born in the USA, both, and the Cars album, Heartbeat City, they all have good songs on them.
Right.
And U2, don't forget U2, Unforgettable
You
Fire.
too. Cool. Yeah, like I said, big albums, lots of songs to pick from. Big albums, man.
Yep, absolutely. All right, Brian, let's wrap her up.
All right. So for me, it's fun. We're going to, side one here is going to be like where all the matches are going to probably hit here. I started off with Prince's Let's Go Crazy.
There you go.
That's a testament to the album. We all picked 3 different songs from the album.
Right.
All mega hits in their own right. Let's Go Crazy, obviously one of the bookend tracks from the album.
Yeah.
I love the intro and the drum line that comes in. It's such a powerful song. And just played, it was played absolutely ad nauseum at the time. You couldn't turn on a radio station that did not play this within an hour of turning it on. So massive hit for them. And a great movie. I love the time was even great in that movie. I love Morris Day and the Time, a fantastic band. Number 2 for me, Rich and I hit on this one as well, even though I could have picked like 3 or 4 songs from this album. From 1984 Van Halen, I picked I'll Wait. And I liked it because they've kind of embraced the change, that the synthesizers was more prominent in the 80s. They kind of embraced that. Eddie started playing with that a little bit. And I think it's kind of a cool rhythmic song. It still fits with that glam approach to singing that David Lee Roth had. And there was several tracks on here that I just absolutely loved, but I decided to go this route, a little bit different for them. Number 3, another hit between Rich and I picked Drive from the Cars, an absolute mega ballad, from Rick Ocasek and the Boys. Heartbeat City, I think, doesn't get a lot of, it got a lot of love at the time, but now in retrospect, people don't give it the love that it kind of deserves. I think it's a really strong album.
It is.
Maybe people kind of dismissed it as them buying into the new wave a little too much, but I don't think so. I think Rick and Brian Eno did pretty well here. I've got number 4 for me. I've got Pride in the Name of Love from U2, from the Unforgettable Fire. I didn't even, honestly, I'll be honest about it, I didn't even know the song until they released Rattle and Hum. So they had a live version of Rattle and Hum on so I went back and listened to Unforgettable Fire, ended up buying that on cassette, and then that was my introduction to starting going back in U2. So I was one of those people that didn't buy U2 until after the Joshua Tree and Rattle and Hum kind of went out. And I kind of went back in time and started looking at those guys. Great song. I love the edge in it. You've got great guitar work, and Larry Mullen Jr. is just an absolute fantastic drummer. So going a little bit off kilter here for my 5th track from the Chess soundtrack. I don't know if you guys remember this song, One Night in Bangkok from Murray.
Oh yeah.
A little different here. Kind of the lyrics are always, they're basically drawing these parallels between what people expect to have in Bangkok, during the chess tournament and what they're actually getting, right? Because if you're talking about, he says, I get my kicks above the waistline, sunshine. That's kind of like what he's talking about. Some people go to Bangkok for sex. Some people go to play chess. And odd soundtrack, but this song absolutely was kicking during the time. And closing off side 1, I've got My Hometown from Bruce Springsteen. We could have picked a number of songs here, but I thought closing out a side, I wanted to mellow it down a little bit. And My Hometown, absolute banger of a song. Can listen to it to this day, and it doesn't bother me. So that's my side 1, guys.
Love it.
Very cool.
The only one that is a little off kilter is
cool.
the Bangkok song, but other than that, I like every song on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as you said One Night in Bangkok, I started singing it in my head.
It's not even like a real song. It's like he's talking like he's
totally. It's a voice talking song,
on a radio station. It's hilarious in a way, and it's very 80s. Very 80s new wave type of stuff,
Totally represents. I'm glad you mentioned Rattle and Hum which I love Rattle and Hum, by the way. So, and they have some things that are live and things that are new releases off that too. So look out. So
that'll be coming up in years to come, right? What year that was? 88, I believe.
Yeah, 88 came out. Yep.
Yeah.
So your album sounds like 84 to me, brother. Your album sounds like 84.
Oh, absolutely. No question.
Yeah.
Okay, so now side 2, definitely I knew we weren't going to hit on any of these. I thought maybe Doc and I would have hit on, but we'll get to that one in a second. But Leading it off, I've got Metallica's "For Whom the Bell Tolls."
Yeah.
From Ride the Lightning. Absolutely, Metallica, they were only on a minor label for like one album, Kill 'Em All, and then they got signed immediately by, Atlantic Electra Records, released Ride the Lightning. It was the only album they had with Dave Mustaine, if I'm not mistaken. I think they kicked his ass out of the band after this because he's a total alcoholic. But the album is just a great blend of, heavy metal being accessible. All of a sudden, like, people started going, yeah, it's okay to listen to heavy metal. And great tracks on there. For Whom the Bell Tolls, still a banging tune to this day. Number 2 for me is a song from my favorite song by the Smiths from their debut album. It's What Difference Does It Make? It's not typically the song that people would pick whenever they were to pick a song by the Smiths, but I like it. Johnny Marr's guitar work on it is really good. It's very rhythmic. And it was like my introduction to the Smiths was their debut album. This song kind of kicked in my head and allowed me to go listen to their other stuff. So highly accessible album if you want to try to get into them at all. Hey, I know Morrissey's kind of this drony little whiny guy, and get past that, listen to the music, and the Smiths are great. Number 3 for me, Ian McCullen and Echo and the Bunnymen. We just made a joke about that, right? Recently, like, oh, Rich has got to have Echo and the Bunnymen.
Yeah, right.
That's right.
Yeah. Ian McCullen actually had the balls to say that, oh, this is the best written song of all time. Not his best written song. He said, oh, this is the best written song of all time. I love The Killing Moon. It's a great song. It's their best song by a landslide, but it is not even in my top 100 songs of all time. So I like the song, but it is where it is. It's one of the best songs in 1984, in my opinion. So number 4 for me, a song by REM. It's off their sophomore album, Reckoning. Yep. I've got South Central Rain. Most bands have a sophomore slump. REM didn't have a sophomore slump because Reckoning was just as good. But when they got to their third album, Fables, they really kind of it stumbled quite a bit. And that's where they kind of had their slump. I think they were just in too much of a hurry to release albums consecutively and put a lot of pressure on them. South Central Rain's a really good song, though. I was tempted to put Don't Go Back to Rockville on here because it kind of fit that country, it had a little bit of a country-esque mix to it, but I decided to go with this one. This one here was one I thought maybe we would hit on a little bit. Massive video that came out from Aha, Take On Me.
Take On Me.
Maybe one of the top 3 videos of all time, where it's all half live action, half pencil drawing. Just fantastic video that kind of stuck through the ages. Great song too, kind of a new wave type of stuff. It was a little bit different, more pop accessible than some of the new wave that was out at the time. And closing out for me, definitely a song that's like way off kilter, is a cover of Buckley's song To the Siren, but this one's by This Mortal Coil. It's kind of released in more of an electronic voice. She used the Framptonian voice to actually sing the song in a very I'm trying to come up with a ethereal way. It almost sounds like it's a haunting, ghost-like feel to the song. It's a really strong song by Buckley. I love his version of it. But This Mortal Coil, their hit, it was a massive hit in the UK, minor hit in Canada, massive hit in Australia. But something very different and very much kind of me during that time frame. So that's how I closed it out. So
very cool, buddy.
Yeah, that one feels more like just me. I mean, I'm trying to match it.
Definitely
yeah.
Definitely more personal stuff there.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Totally.
We all had those.
Totally
I noticed we had no trifectas this time out.
No, we were close.
We had,
we kind of circled around the same artists. Like you said,
I had 3.
You probably picked like 4 albums there, which we all like picked from that album, but nobody matched on anything, right?
I think I had 3 with Doc and 3 with Brian. So
yeah, I think you're right.
Probably had a couple. I had I'll Wait and Drive and Pride in the Name of Love with Brian, right. And I had Boys of Summer, Middle of the Road, and Rocky Like a Hurricane with Doc. So
right,
yeah, you're right.
And I had nothing with Doc.
I know that's weird for us, Brian. Isn't
that
it?
Is strange.
Yeah, that was really weird.
But we're, like you said, we're all around it, right? You have Cars, I've got Cars.
Yeah.
You have Purple Rain, I got Purple Rain.
Right.
We
all had different Springsteen songs too, which is
we all had different Springsteen songs. But I'm just happy none of us had Dancing in the Dark. That's what I'm going to say. So
Yeah. It was never in play on my end.
No, I mean this.
Remember, I said 95% of the album.
Yeah.
For
If I put together a top 25 songs by Bruce Springsteen, it'd be number 24. I mean, that's
It wouldn't make my top 25.
Down the list.
It'd be way down. Yeah.
It might be 98.
For Rich, he wouldn't even make his top 50. So I mean, that's
and stuff on the breakdown and stuff like that when we were talking. You know, if I just bring them off really quick, if you want to just give a couple that I had written down to didn't make the cut, but
yeah, do it.
You know, Fade to Black and From the Bell Tolls also were
perfect
right there for me.
Yeah,
I had Hot for Teacher. I was thinking about, man, from Van Halen. I had Dance Hall Days written down, man, from Wang Chung.
You know, there's a joke that goes along with that. Somebody made a joke one time. They said, yeah, you know, Wang Chung released their greatest hits this week, which contains all your favorite songs plus 14 songs you've never heard of. I thought it was pretty funny.
It's Dance All Days and Wang Chung tonight, man. That's it.
And that's definitely one of them, right? Oh, God. That's great.
I had a Dream by Roger Hodgson from Supertramp.
Okay.
I had Sunset Grill that I also like off Building the Perfect Peace as well. So
right.
I had Sea of Love from Honey Drippers, which I always thought was a pretty catchy tune, man.
I like that song.
Follow Your Heart from Triumph. I Can't Drive 55 from Sammy.
That's good.
And the ever popular one-hit wonder of Autographs, Turn Up the Radio. Oh,
I remember that song.
That was
I had
that catchy little tune, man. And,
I had that
a little bit of elements of everything in that tune, man. So you want to do a one-hit wonder in '84? That was a pretty good one, man.
Yeah. Nice. What'd you have, Rich?
I don't have a lot. I don't
either.
Bad by U2. I like Sunset Grill, Summer of '69, and like I said, about 10 of the Springsteen songs. That's about it.
Yeah,
I mean, pretty much got what I wanted on the album, which is good.
Yeah, everything of mine, my stuff, honorable mentions are all from albums that we've covered.
Yeah, already talked.
You know, it's just if there was going to be another song I was going to put on the album, it would have been from one of those 3 or 4.
No, you know what? I did miss. Sorry, I had Crocus's Midnight Maniac, which is a pretty good little tune too, man.
Yeah,
I did have the Aces High and 2 Minutes to Midnight from Iron Maiden. But one song that I really came close to was "Make Me Do Anything You Want," a cover of "Foot in Cold Waters" by Helix, and it's an awesome cover of that tune, man. Make Me Do Anything You Want. It's a really good cover.
Helix?
Yeah.
Okay. I always check.
Really cool. I mean, Helix is a rock band out of Hamilton, just outside of Toronto and stuff like that. But this tune, it's a soft song, right? Make Me Do Anything You Want. So, good cover.
You know what's really interesting is we've gone through like 83 and 84. None of us picked one Madonna song. Not one. What's that?
I don't want to rain on anybody's parade here, but you're not going to hear it from me anyway. So,
I mean, there may be one before we get out of the 80s that I may have. I'm not sure until
who am I supposed to say?
You know, I'm not sure.
But between Prince, Madonna, and Michael Jackson, those were the 3
monsters.
And other than Prince, we haven't really touched any of the other ones.
We haven't touched a Michael Jackson song since I had "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough" from Off the Wall.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is odd to think, you know.
Right.
That's right.
Odd. But you know,
it is what it is. 12 songs. You got to pick your top 12.
Exactly. I don't feel the same way about Michael as I did then. I mean, so it's different. So
life changes.
Well, all right, everybody. That's going to cover 1984 for us. Again, the reminder to check out the Spotify list down below. I'm going to put a link to Rich's channel as well, because we're going to do our movies as well. 1984 will be on his channel. So once you get done watching this video, jump on over to Rich's channel. Check out Best of 1984 over there. Thanks, Rich, for joining us. I really appreciate it. Big thank you to Doc. And I'm glad that we're all back and we're ready to do our videos again. So everybody take care out there, and we'll see you in 1985 very soon. Take care.
Bye.